Hello, nice to have you join us on Newsroom series live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the North Central. Youth in Kwara South Senatorial District have lent their voice to the need to urgently find a lasting solution to the lingering insecurity challenges bedeviling the area. At a summit in Umuaran organized by Kwara South young stakeholders, the youth and stakeholders called for collective efforts from the communities to fish out informants and resolve to collaborate with security agencies, among other resolutions.
Representatives of youth organizations across the 7 local governments that make up the Kwara South Senatorial District are attending what they describe as an urgent meeting in Umuaran to deliberate on the latest security threats in the state. We will start the program. Organizers of the event, the Kwara South Young Stakeholders, welcome efforts to free victims of abductions and other forms of violence, but they also insist on finding a lasting solution to the attacks.
In the past 1 year, we have been observing a lot of security threats in Kwara South, and we as youth, we feel it's time that we stand up and see how we can work together and ensure that an end of this insecurity is achieved.
In spite of the ongoing fight against banditry, a security expert says Nigerians should not expect a total defeat of the banditry, but it can be reduced to a barest minimum with everyone's cooperation.
Not even the bandits alone. Subject yourselves to self-examination. The only thing we have here is banditry. We should be able to fight them headlong. And let me tell you, until we go and take the battle to their own territory, we will remain there.
Participants agree that unity amongst the youth, alongside their empowerment by government at all levels, will drastically reduce the scourge of insecurity.
A secure Kwara South requires a collaborative effort from all of us. It's not only the governor, the government of the day, who can secure us. We can secure ourselves by ourselves.
Another takeaway from the summit is the need for a larger deployment of military personnel in order to find a solution to the attacks in Kwara South.
Plateau State has intensified its efforts to strengthen grassroots security with the enlistment of 850 additional youths into its local security outfit, Operation Rainbow. The new recruits have begun a 6-week training program aimed at improving intelligence gathering and community protection. The latest recruitment comes as communities across Plateau State continue to grapple with repeated attacks and growing security concerns. Just weeks after 600 youths began their drills, another batch of 850 recruits arrived at Camp for intensive training in combat skills, communication, rescue operations, and early warning response. The acting coordinator of Operation Rainbow says the expansion is part of government's efforts to strengthen community-based security.
To be the first line of protection for the communities when they finish their training here. So they are going to go back to where we recruited them from. They are going to go back there and be the first line of defense. The group are already, we went to the communities to pick vigilantes and hunters already existing in the communities. We didn't just recruit people working on the streets that are jobless. These ones were already volunteers within the community. They've been involved in safeguarding their various communities. So we're only formalizing what they've been doing as volunteers before, and that's why we were not particular about age or gender.
Staying in Plateau State, there is renewed excitement in 8 crisis-affected communities of Bokos and Barkin-Ladi local government areas of Plateau State, where 250 women and 50 men are rebuilding their lives through a sweet potato empowerment project. After months of displacement and economic hardship, the beneficiaries are not only celebrating their progress, but also taking steps to sustain the project through improved cultivation, processing, and better storage systems. Our correspondent Percy Dabang reports.
Beneficiaries from the 8 communities affected by communal crisis arrive with visible excitement and expectation as they showcase a range of processed products made from orange-fledged sweet potatoes.
Okay, thank you, Father, for...
The year-long initiative is helping families recover from the impact of the violence by promoting regenerative farming practices, linking farmers to markets, and encouraging value addition. Participants proudly display cakes, donuts, flour, and other products made from their harvest, highlighting how the crop has become a nutritious addition to their diet and a reliable source of income. It's been a long and challenging road to recovery, especially when it's from scratch. Project partners commended the determination of the beneficiaries.
You have to be very proud of what you are doing, and particularly the women of your economic empowerment also gives voice. You need to be shouting loud and clear. This is really important work.
Meanwhile, the project coordinator, Benedicta Daber, says efforts are ongoing to strengthen long-term sustainability through improved storage and expanded processing.
Project moving in the midst of the so many challenges that we had. In the area of storage, we are taking the issue forward with CAFOD, and we hope that they will provide us with machines that will be able to help us to process these products.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, a community leader emphasizes how the project is improving livelihoods despite setbacks caused by the crisis.
We use the orange flesh potato, we use it as flour, we turn it to flour, and we make these donuts, made cakes. Seriously, it helped us.
With renewed enthusiasm among the beneficiaries and ongoing efforts to increase processing capacity, the project continues to strengthen resilience and restore livelihoods across crisis-affected communities in Plateau State. Percy Dabang, Channels Television News.
The former governor of Ondo State, Mr. Olusegun Mimiko, has advised the federal government to invest massively in education and health sectors to tackle the issues of poverty and human capital development. He stated this while delivering the maiden convocation lecture of the Confluence University of Science and Technology, or SARA, in Kogi State. According to him, aside investment in education and health, decentralization of the Nigerian police should be the way out of insecurity.
It's a landmark celebration of academic growth and institutional excellence of the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Nasarawa, Kogi State. The institution is holding its maiden convocation ceremony, but first, a pre-convocation press briefing by the Vice-Chancellor of the institution.
This event is distinguished intellectual engagement that marks another milestone in our university history. The theme of this lecture, titled Ill Health, Illiteracy, Siblings, Alliance Against Development, addresses two interwoven social burdens that continue to impede progress in Nigeria and many developing countries.
Proceedings later moved to the lecture for the pre-convocation lecture delivered by former Ondo State Governor Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. In his lecture titled Ill Health and Illiteracy, Siblings Alliance Against Development, Dr. Mimiko warns that Nigeria's progress remains stunted because both sectors are critically neglected.
Development is about transforming societies, improving the lives of the poor, enabling everyone to have a chance at success and access to healthcare and education. With all sense of responsibility again, and I'm saying this with every respect for our nation, Nigeria, I respectfully aver that Nigeria is a very poor, underdeveloped nation. And the facts speak for themselves. If you want to make us feel happy, you can say we are developing.
He believes only a small percentage of school children achieving basic literacy is detrimental to national advancement.
The economic growth indices have also not been flattering. At a GDP per capita of $806, Nigeria paraded one of the worst globally. In terms of GDP per capita, we are only ahead of most of which are in sub-Saharan Africa. Even bad as sub-Saharan Africa position is, Nigeria still fell far short of the average for sub-Saharan Africa.
Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, was established on August 20th, 2020 by the former Kogi State Governor, Yahya Bello, to produce skilled manpower in science, engineering, computing, and applied sciences.
It is a known fact beyond every reasonable that financing or running a university is an intensive capital project, and therefore, to finance 3 universities in Kogi State, including a University of Science and Technology, is undeniably extensive capital project of Kogi State government, which requires hard work, commitment, resilience, and dedication to achieve results.
The ceremony, which held at the university's main campus in Osara, celebrated 132 graduates from the Pioneer 2023-2024 academic session and 134 from the 2024-2025 session.
Staying in Kogi State, the wife of the state's governor, Mrs. Sefinat Ododo, has called for collective efforts to promote responsible use of digital platforms and combat gender-based violence against women and girls. She stated this in Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State, during the 2025 edition of the Global 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence in the state. She emphasized that the campaign is aimed to tackle both physical and digital forms of abuse targeting women and girls.
Wife of the Kogi State Governor, Mrs. Sefinat Ododo, and the State Secretary to the Government, Mrs. Folashade Ayoade, lead a campaign through the streets of Lokoja, the state capital, for this year's 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, which aims to end digital violence against women and girls. At the end of the walk, they reconvene at the Government House to start off the day's event, where various speakers reiterate that women and girls deserve to live without fear.
Our voice is one, and we are saying enough is enough. We are telling our men that we are not punching bags. If they want to learn wrestling, they should go to the ring.
A major talking point for the 2025 16 Days of Activism is digital violence against women, girls, and its negative impact.
Predators are using the internet to manipulate girls into harmful situations. They target minors through digital platforms for manipulation, abuse, or recruitment in harmful practices.
If you're going through such, don't keep quiet. You should report it. We have to teach our young girls how to use their phones. If you know you're not going to be able to supervise your children when they are using their phones, don't give them smartphones.
Also raising concerns on the matter, wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ododo, appeals to citizens to use information and communication technology responsibly.
We call on government and technical companies and the donors and individuals to take bold action to prevent our women in digital space by investing in their campaigns against violence against women and girls.
As the women depart the Government House, they return to base satisfied that they were part of a powerful movement set up to raise awareness about the ills of gender-based violence.
You're watching Newsroom series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, we'll bring you more stories from the North Central. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Niger State government has unveiled plans to merge the Mina General Hospital and the Jumai Babangida Aliyu Neonatal Hospital into a 1,000-bed capacity mega medical facility as part of ongoing reforms to strengthen the state's healthcare system. Governor Umaru Bago disclosed this when he received executive members of the Association of Proprietors of Private Health Tertiary Institutions in Niger during a courtesy visit at the government's house, Minna. He confirmed that a multi-billion naira contract has already been awarded for the reconstruction and upgrade of the Minna General Hospital. Now to education. Public schools in the 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State will receive 130,000 books. The books are obtained from the proceeds of the 10th International Polo Tournament championed by one of the prominent sons of the state, Senator Ahmed Wadada. The tournament-themed Polo for Education is aimed at complementing government's efforts in strengthening the education sector at all levels in the state. Our correspondent Halima Gayam has this report.
Will receive the trophy.
The Kefi Polo Ranch is hosting dignitaries from the state and across the country as it marks 10 years to this international tournament dedicated to supporting education. Enthusiastic spectators of the charity polo match include the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barrow Jibrin, the Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, Emmanuel Akabe, traditional rulers and other dignitaries. The Emir of Kano, flanked by other dignitaries, throws in the ball, signaling the start of the first choker.
Well, the first is to help in developing our sport potential, developing polo, and you can see people from all parts of the country are here to witness this tournament. So it brings people together, it unites Nigerians. So it's something that should be welcome, something that should be supported by all and sundry.
Fernando is away now for Malcolm.
The Nasarawa State government comments the impact of the initiative, which is in line with its vision for development.
Tournaments like this, apart from the exposure that exposes Nasarawa State, also that we are able to attract technocrats, captains of industries, highly placed politicians into Nasarawa State. We believe also that this tournament is basically for sponsoring educational activities, and it's something that we encourage as a state and as a government.
At the end of the tournament, Senator Jibrin hands over the 130,000 books generated from proceeds of the tournament to the government through the chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board. The tournament is transforming the Game of Kings into a platform for social impact.
To us, to me, for me, and the ranch, we are fulfilled. We are as well challenged. Since we started, the whole concept was put together to give back to the society. And so far, so good. And for education, Nasarawa State University, primary schools, secondary schools, nomadic schools have always been benefiting.
The Kefi Polo Ranch maintains that it is committed to using the game to uplift the people and communities across Nasarawa State. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
The Benue State government is poised to establish a business fund to support small and medium enterprises, particularly for youths venturing into entrepreneurship for wealth creation. Governor Hassan Alia, who is represented by the Group Managing Director, Benue Investment Property Company, Mr. Raymond Askamaka, made this known at the grand finale of a statewide skills acquisition program held at the Upper Aku Stadium in Makurdi.
Over 5,000 youths graduating from various skills in the statewide vocational training program converge at the Upper Aku Stadium in Makurdi, the state capital. They are drawn from all the 23 local government areas to showcase their expertise in painting, cosmetology, fabric design, organic fertilizer production, makeup artistry, shoemaking and catering skills.
We're able to bring up to 40 skills, different skills. We have organic fertilizer, we have shoemaking, bags making, semovita, custard, and a lot more. With these people you're witnessing today, they have been here for 2 weeks to just put their heads together to learn these skills. Supposing you visit this place during the time of training, you will be surprised. All the what you have seen has been displayed here, has been made here. We are so happy for this program. This thing has picked a lot of young men and women out of the street, and this is going to empower them.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, who is represented by the Group Managing Director of Benue Investment Property Company, says the idea represents a significant emerging market for entrepreneurship.
We understand that the population is aggressively growing, and the only thing to mitigate is to aggressively invest in human capital development, and that's why His Excellency has put this together under the leadership of, that's why His Excellency has put this together for us to re-engineer and redirect the economy and bring these people to business. Let us not just be teaching them only the educational part of theory. We should be also take them to the normal business aspect, which is the practical.
The beneficiaries commend Governor Alia's initiative championing youth empowerment while calling for sustained investment in vocational and entrepreneurship programs.
Still in Benue State, after 2.5 years, lawmakers at the State House of Assembly now have a befitting legislative chamber to conduct plenary, following the completion of renovation works on the Assembly complex by Governor Hyacinth Alia's administration. The Speaker, Right Honorable Alfred Berger, while speaking through the House Committee, Chairman on Information, Mr. Elias Audu, after conducting lawmakers on a tour of the Assembly chamber, says the next plenary will hold at the chambers for the first time in 30 months since the administration of Governor Hyacinth Alia.
The atmosphere during plenary at the Benue State House of Assembly temporary chamber is unusually festive, as a former minority leader, Mr. Mike Audu, elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, is received into the chambers. As the euphoria seizes for legislative business, the Speaker reads the defection notice of the former majority leader, blaming the failure of the PDP to guarantee peace within its ranks as the lawmaker states his reasons.
The party does not align with the yearnings of my constituency anymore. Consequently, upon this, after all due consultation with my family members, friends, and political associates, I wish to resign my membership from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to join All Progressive Congress. This platform offers me the unique opportunity to team up with Mr. Speaker and our amiable governor to move the state to greater height. Kindly accept my esteemed regards, Mr. Speaker. Yours faithfully and sincerely, Right Honorable Mike Audu JP, Honorable Member, representing Adoka Ogbojo State Constituency.
The letter you just read is from my humble self and the entire Adoka Ogbojo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'm happy to join the progressive.
The lawmakers also passed the consolidation salary structure for parliamentary staff.
Resolves that the House do approve immediate implementation of consolidated legislative salary structure for staff of Benue State House of Assembly and the Benue State House of Assembly Service Commission as it is obtained at the National Assembly and other state assemblies, and in line with Section 8, subsection 1F of the Benue State House of Assembly Service Commission Establishment Law, 2018.
Members move from the temporary chamber to the newly remodeled chambers, where they inspect the quality of work.
The chambers is almost 95% completed. Well, what is left here now is the general cleaning. The furniture, as you can see, is there. The offices has been furnished, electrical installations, and the rest of them are there. We are optimistic that in our next sitting, we'll be sitting in these chambers. As you can see, everything is almost ready.
For the first time in 30 months, lawmakers will hold plenary in the remodeled facility, which is better than what they have been coping with at the temporary chamber.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.